So like when I grew up, I was like, it was just history,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
Because like art was just the artifacts of the history, which is a really crazy thing to think about. But like that speaks to sort of how it's like a separate thing, even for your experience, where you just kind of discover it
Right.
as a separate thing instead of something that's like taught in schools or, you know.
So what I found that degree gave me was the introduction to visual literacy.
Yes,
and so
100%.
I remember in an art history class going up to the teacher afterwards and being like, I don't get it. Like what, you know, we were like interpreting paintings and things like that. And I was like, I don't get it. And so then they started to talk about like the proximity of figures and, you know, like the edges, sharper versus softer, and the color palette, and just kind of starting to understand that these things inform us when we look at them. And that was, you know, eye-opening to me. I'm wondering, do you feel like you had so I guess maybe in Italy then, do you feel like you had a visual literacy just kind of involved in all of your education?
Yeah, because, I mean, I went to a private British school, and it was like an international school, so there were a lot of kids that parents were diplomats and stuff like that. So it was not, I don't know, but I imagine like the Italian kids, I have no concept of like what liceo was or any of that, like actual Italian public school system is.
Okay.
They were always like kind of a separate thing. We had our own community of other schools like AOSR, American Overseas School in Rome, and all of those. But I think, like, for example, when I was a little kid, I was like obsessed. I knew all the names of all the 13 old bridges in Rome. And so there's like a rich cultural history in that city that I don't think it's not even necessarily just Europe. Like it's called the Eternal City because there's like 4 cities stacked on top of each other, right? So, but like the idea of buildings as propaganda and spaces that are like, that use the golden ratio to sort of get you a sense of that. So to me, I always kind of looked at art history. Well, once I got over here, I started to see it as like maybe an emotional description of what people are going through, even as fraught and problematic as it is, because it's mostly male and white. But you know, you like, I don't know, who's the dude that did the? I'm fucking blanking on names. Gauguin is he's the one that did the paintings of the brown ladies, right?
I'm the worst person to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is an art podcast. This is embarrassing. Do you know who I'm talking about, Christine?
Are you talking about the Tahitian?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Gauguin.
Okay.
So
He
like,
married a 13-year-old.
I know, like exactly. So in that there's like at least some expression of colonialism, but not maybe from the right perspective.